Fearing losing their homes, we hear from residents in Tower Hamlets after the government gives the green light to a controversial Chinese mega embassy.
We're also concerned about being moved on. How would they do it? So that's where we're at.
You think you could be evicted?
I think we could be evicted.
Also tonight, a murder investigation's launched after a 15-year-old is fatally stabbed in Guildford. We'll have the latest. Plus, we've got this coming up.
I prefer this one because, everybody in a team gets a turn to shoot.
Less players, it's not more people get less nervous.
The smaller version of the game getting more young Londoners into basketball. And lighting up London, we'll have where you can explore some illuminating sights this January for free. Have you got a head for heights as Ali Pali is set to open what could be the UK's highest roof walk? And lighting up London, we'll let you know where you can explore some illuminating sights this January for free. Russell Brand has appeared before Westminster magistrates via video link, charged with 2 further offences, one of rape and one of sexual assault. The actor and comedian has previously been charged with 5 sexual offences, which he has denied. He was granted bail and will appear at Southwark Crown Court next month. And lawyers representing Prince Harry have told the High Court he feels like he's faced a sustained campaign of attacks for standing up to the publisher of the Daily Mail. He's among 7 high-profile claimants alleging associated newspapers of grave breaches of privacy over a 20-year period. The publisher's lawyers deny wrongdoing.
A decision on plans for a new Chinese embassy in London is expected today. The government's deadline has previously been extended on the planning application on the site of the former Royal Mint in London. If approved by the Housing Secretary, the embassy would be the biggest in Europe, but the plans have been criticised by those concerned about national security. A Chinese embassy spokesperson said last October that the UK's repeated delay in approving the application is groundless and unjustifiable. A legal challenge over Gatwick Airport's second runway is due to be heard today. Campaigner Peter Barclay and the group Communities Against Gatwick Noise Emissions are taking legal action against the Department for Transport over the decision in September to approve plans for a second runway. The government and the airport's owner, Gatwick Airport Limited, are opposing the challenge. The hearing is due to last 4 days at the Royal Courts of Justice.
If you look at the climate change and the sustainable future of our world to be taken into account, this doesn't help it in any way at all. Carbon emissions, increased congestion on the roads and the rail, the whole story is very negative and is of no benefit to local communities, despite the arguments of increased jobs and increases into the economy. When you analyse those figures, as we did and as we presented at the DCO hearings, we showed that those facts are not true.
Officials in Epping Forest are investigating what they describe as one of the largest fly tips ever dumped in the heart of the ancient woodland. The waste was fly tipped last Friday at Long Running, near a scheduled ancient monument, and protected by both a special area of conservation and a site of special scientific interest. It comes after the City of London recently reported a fly tipper had been caught, prosecuted and fined for dumping waste illegally, also in Epping Forest.
Now, for a hidden artwork that sat at the back of what's now a shop for centuries. The mural, which is believed to date back to the 17th century, has been covered by glass for years. But this week, experts, historians and a few lucky locals in St Albans are being given a rare chance to see it in its full glory. We sent Frankie McCamley to have a look.
Tucked away at the back of a pottery shop in St Albans, this mural was uncovered just over 40 years ago.
The brewery that then owned the pub, they took down some walls that had been in place here, and they found this.
After calling in the historians, a picture started to emerge.
Is this a depiction of Venus and Adonis? Now, it was a classical story, but in 1593, William Shakespeare wrote a, how can I put this, a more erotic version, and it became a bestseller.
Now, decades later, it's being analysed and verified by experts.
And if we can actually prove that this is a late Tudor or early Jacobean painting of very high quality, that will help us say that actually St Albans' importance is continuous.
We're incredibly lucky today to be able to see this mural in its full glory. For 40 years, it's been behind dusty glass panes that have been covering it. Now, not only can we see it, but you can also smell this musty smell from the dirt, the moisture and the dust that's been trapped behind those glass panes for decades.
Bring in Andrea, a wall painting conservation expert.
What do you think?
I think the quality of the painting is absolutely fantastic and the condition of the painting is terrible.
How would you even start to restore something like this?
Well, the first things we'd have to do would be to stabilise the plaster, which is detaching really badly. It's great big huge bulges, lots of cracks and lots of holes. And once that's stabilised, then we can look at cleaning. And
have you got any idea how long restoring something like this could take?
I haven't worked it out yet. Yeah. No, I've only just got here.
Let's not forget, this is in George's art and pottery shop. He's had to partially close for a week to allow experts in.
I couldn't believe it was here in this shop. And then over the years, I did my research and I've become like a mini expert. But it's been wonderful to have it here because I've met so many really interesting people over the years.
Once Andrea has written her report, the mural will be considered for restoration, but that could run into hundreds of thousands of pounds. Frankie McCamley, BBC London.
OK. But, you know, thinking about being relaxed for a moment, just take in these views because London's skyline has a new high point. What could be, in fact, the UK's highest roof walk is opening at Alexandra Palace next month. If you've got a head for heights, that is. The fully guided experience will see thrill seekers climb 130 metres above sea level for sweeping views across the capital, taking in landmarks across 28 London boroughs. Tour guide Matt Smith gave us a sneak peek.
We're about to go on the roof to a place where not many people have been before. We're going to go about 130 metres above sea level, so we've probably got one of the best views you can get in London. Soon we'll be a little bit higher up and get some better views. When you're ready, coming out. Oh wow. So it just gets a little bit better the view, kind of every metre, every step you take. We'll be putting you onto the safety system. Most people want to wonder why we have this. When we get to the top, you're going to be very, very thankful that you've got one of these. Once we get to the summit, we're going to be right behind the Angel of Plenty, which stands overlooking at London. What we can expect, better views. We're already very high up. We can see a lot more, but we're only going to see more. We're going to see about 28 out of 32 boroughs of London, which is quite unique in London. Often it comes up and down, and you don't get to see this far around. So we're on top of over 150 years of history right now. Some parts rebuilt, some parts still standing. So we see the remains of some of the fire, and underneath you right now is the Great Hall, home to 10,000 people on concert nights. And you're just going to see views of London that you just don't do it justice when you tell people.